What are you tying up today, Jerry?
WMD, weapon of mass destruction. One of my favorite sculpins. Pretty simple. There's a good 3 turns in front of the eye. Got to leave good space, 1/4 inch in front of the eye. A little bit goes on behind. Got to have enough room in front to make a few turns. Tie the rabbit strip wing down. Very important. Okay. Okay, little craft fur belly. You could use ostrich for this, but I prefer the craft fur because I can trim it to length and model it afterwards. Taming things while you're doing other things. Okay, we're back at rabbit strip wings tied in, belly strips tied in, obviously, on the very top and the very bottom. Now we're going to make a loop. One short loop right here, 5 inches. We're going to run it up to just behind the eye. I'll stash it out of the way. Okay, so with this color for the wing, this is what we're going to do for the head and the body. However, I like to make a transition from shorter material to longer material in the front. Obviously, this is much longer than the wing material. This is the head material that maintains the width of the head. Okay, it's right there. And this is what I use for gill material. And there's a reason why it pops. It pops really well. Get it kind of gathered together. Wax, very important. One finger's in the loop. Take this rabbit, cut it off the strip. That, and then a nice little whack, pre-picked out seal fur. That's gill. And I put it in there 50-50 in the loop. Okay, dubbing spinner, good pinch, good spin. Now not too far down because you don't want to get it too bundled up, so you don't have to pick too much to get it out. And I'm just going straight to the toothbrush. Because this stuff is already it's straight fiber to start with. Okay, we're pulled forward out of the way. A little bit of water here. Water is important. Gives you an opportunity to part and pinch this stuff back. Make a hackle out of it. So it'll all land the way you want it to intentionally. You can make all this nice and tight. And the detail is really obvious. Made all that turns and we barely covered any distance here. That's the idea. It's that everything is packed in here. There's very little of it. It's probably the biggest mistake most people make with the composite loop is too much stuff. Okay. Anchor that. Sure, bud. Okay, so now we're going to do the flank rubber leg / gill. Just a barred brown rubber leg. Okay, we're going to put these in 50-50 right behind the eye. and right behind the eye. One more loop. One more loop and then run it all forward because we're going to finish up here, obviously. A little bit more double wax. A little bit more moisture to make sure all this shit is out of the fucking way.
After
We want this long.
like you want to try and spread it out and pick it out to where you can kind of see.
You can see the thread. You want the hackle to be as thin as possible. You know, it's like you look at the base of this once I've picked it out and pinched it down. It's, I mean, it's as small as a hackle.
Yeah.
And that is 6 turns in front of the eye. I'm gonna pick down the middle because we gotta part this. We're gonna take this rabbit strip wing and finish it in front. Now,
Comes the fun part.
yep, just some brushing and some picking. What's my favorite part about doing these is that when you're building them, when I build them, I've got, you know, you see how much I'm soaking it down, right? I keep soaking it down. So normally when you build a fly, a lot of flies, when I tie them, I get to see the character of the fly build up as I'm doing it. With these ones, I don't. These ones are just this matted wad of rabbit hair until I pick them out and get to see what their individual characters are, you know, because not all the rabbit length in the head is the same length and so on and so forth. They all have their own character. And I mean, in my opinion, you're making individual creatures.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't look at it like some utilitarian thing that I'm doing.
No,
I am actually making a foodie offering to my, you know, chosen quarry.
Yeah.
So belly strip, I know I'm gonna start right, whoops, right fucking here. And there'll be a little trim that goes on with that too. Rubber legs. Rubber legs down. Get them good right there. And what's really cool about them too is once they swim too, like all the hair that's around the eyes in the front kind of finds its own little location. They kind of have its own little eye socket. It's kind of freaking cool. Okay. Belly strip. Belly strip's got a little taper on the edges, 2/3 the length, so it transitions in nicely. Little rubber legs or gill length that help maintain this shape when they're in the water. That nice taper, kind of important. And all that is rabbit, rubber legs, crab fur. Okay, so the last thing I do